Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Seagate Firecuda Cup, brought to you by Cybergamer Seagate and of course ASUS as the supporting partner. We're in week number 2 now, series number 3, Alpha Sydney taking on Corvidae, and this series is going to start off with a bang as Talk Sauce already putting it in the back of the net. My name is Dinosaurs, of course we still have Nutters in the back doing production and hosting job as we have Flying Finn by my side as a co-caster. Finn, after an explosive start already by Alpha Sydney, how do you think the series is going to go?
Only one direction, and it's probably going to be Alpha Sydney winning this one. It's really a matter of, once again, is it going to be 3-0? Is it going to be 3-1? Maybe Corvidae can pull out a game. I feel Alpha Sydney are just too strong. It should be a 3-0. And, I mean, like, straight away, they've picked up the goal to be able to start match 1, so they're looking pretty good. Drippe putting that one forward, trying to sneak it through, can't quite. Comes through is Jake. Now Torsos trying to set it up again. It's into the corner, and it's a dangerous looking ball. Drippe is up for it. What can he do? He'll bring it down for his team, but it'll be Days trying to get it out of there. Plitz going on to that one. It's not an amazingly efficient shot, but in the end it works perfectly fine as Siki going to get onto the end of that pass and just sneak it in. And all of a sudden Corvidae bringing it back.
Yeah, that was a great shot though by Siki. Just the way he caught it on his nose, then was able to follow it up and force it in past the defender. And Alpha Sydney managed to drop a goal there, so it was back to a 1-1 scoreline. Corvidae picking up the tie. Torsos puts it on target, almost drops it in as well. Going for a bit of an over blue hero play there, but over zero. Wow, completely stuffed my names up, whatever. Anyway, we're going to skip that ahead, delete that, nothing ever happened. Siki plays into the corner here, pops up off the backboard. Days is there. Drippe though, can't get it. Gets a nice little touch clearance by the help of Torsos. Goes forward, Torsos plays it forward to Drippe. Drippe just got to try and catch this, but no boost. Almost gets there in time, hits the post, and Alpha Sydney just narrowly missing out. Torsos pops it up into the backboard. Good chance for Jake, but Siki is the man to get in the way, be a real pest right now. Plitz jumping a bit too late. There's Jake is going to strip it from Corvidae's end, and now Alpha Sydney putting the pressure on them as it is popped up. Plitz, nice little read though, puts it into the corner. Torsos chasing it up and chips it over the head of Days, so good chance here for Alpha Sydney. Well known for their aggressive passing play as Drippe. Who's sitting there with Torsos, unfortunately, just not going their way. It goes wide. Jake can't get the hit off the wall there. Siki puts it off the backboard. Good chance for Corvidae, but unfortunately both Days and Plitz were backing off, and Alpha Sydney get a brief respite of breath.
Here we go, Drippe taking it forwards now. Plitz actually off his line. Open net, and Drippe going to be able to pick up the second goal for Alpha Sydney. They take the lead back. Corvidae so close there to being able to just sneak a goal. And it goes down the other end, and now they're looking at a deficit. Still 3 minutes to go in the game, however. It's only 1 goal the difference. Alpha Sydney putting on a little bit of pressure from Corvidae. Corvidae winning that kickoff. Now Jake trying to come through. Oh, very nicely done to be able to get the ball down. But Plitz is going to be onto it. Now Siki coming through as well. Drippe with the stop. Keeping the ball there as well. Torsos going to try to get it down the field. Days in the corner. What can he do? Off the wall. Gets it past one. Nearly getting it past the second, but they couldn't quite. As now it'll actually be Drippe trying to sneak it. It's just going to go wide. It beats Plitz, but it wasn't on target. Jake bringing it down. Days is going to try to get it out of there. Here comes Torsos. Decides to go for the center pass instead. Down the field for Corvidae. It was always going wide, but now what can Siki do? Setting it up, but it's still across the face of goal quite a lot. Here we go. Plitz bringing it down. Days is there for it. Gets it past Drippe. Through comes Torsos, but blocked by Days, who's now going to look for his team. Very nicely faked there. Trying to put it into the center, but Torsos is ready for it. Clears it down the field. Jake getting onto it now, and all of a sudden, straight onto attack and nearly pulling out the goal from defense, really, there, Dino.
Yeah, well, Alpha Sydney, a well-rounded team. They're able to just turn the game on its head at any moment's notice. Even from the defense end, they can certainly put you on the back foot as Jake just puts it wide there after a good centering pass by Drippe. Plitz is there only as far as Torsos. Those Days tries to challenge and ends up being a 50-50 there as Jake challenges Plitz once more. Alpha Sydney keeping the pressure on. Corvidae trying to get it out, but they just can't get it past the halfway line. Drippe puts in the top crossbar though, and it bounces after a nice little reef, and Siki keeps it away from that center. Siki drops it down towards Plitz, and unfortunately Plitz is not able to do much with it. Just ends up passing it straight to Jake. Jake pops it up, Got a little chance here, but unfortunately, Torsos waits. Let's Drippy take it instead. As he plays across field, Dake cuts it off. Torsos puts it up. Siki, good read though, but it's as far as the center. Jake puts it center. Torsos, good chance to pop it up. Is anyone going to be there? No. Drippy was off getting boost, so unfortunately, that third man play that Alpha Sydney constantly have running just not coming to fruition there. As instead, Blitz pops it forward. It is going to be Drippy playing it down the field though, and a good chance here from Torsos. Redirects it in, and Torsos plays it in absolutely magnificently there, and Alpha Sydney find themselves a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there. I think Daze might have been watching Torsos a little bit out of the corner of his eye and had to quickly backtrack, turn around, but it was too late. Torsos picking up the go-ahead goal. Oh, sorry, not go-ahead. To get it to 2 goals in the lead now for Alpha Sydney. They're looking on the attack again. Corvidae really need to pull something out. Siki connecting with Blitz there quite well. He's run out of boost, I think. He couldn't get another touch onto it. So all of a sudden, Corvidae, their attack breaking apart. Jake going to have one on target. Blitz will get the save, but he's giving it straight back to Drippy. Setting up against Siki, trying to get it out of there. Through comes Torsos. Ball just bouncing there. Siki should be able to get to it first. Anyone from Alpha Sydney going to challenge it? Yes, but Siki is up to the challenge, gets past it. Jake, though, wins that. Blitz now back in towards the goals. Jake going straight past that one. A little bit of a fake, perhaps. Daze, very nice touch, but Siki going to put it backwards, and all that hard effort wasted. Torsos now down the field as we're into the last 5 seconds of the match. And that will be Alpha Sydney with a big pinch from Drippy, picking up this match. Game number 1 of the series. They're going for another goal. Don't think they're going to be able to get it. In fact, Corvidae now might fancy an effort. Will go down in the end. Alpha Sydney 3-1 victors in game 1.
Yeah, all 3 members using the Dominus as well, so you can see they're outperforming at the moment. So Alpha Sydney definitely the favoured team coming into this game. Most people, yourself included, thinking 3-0, and I definitely can't fault that. But Corvidae have started to show that they are a top-tier team as of late. Unfortunately, you didn't really see much signs of life that game. They only had the 2 shots coming out from Siki. And thankfully one of them was able to convert into a goal. But at the moment, Corvidae need to get a bit more aggressive. They need to stop letting Alpha Sydney control the defensive half of the map essentially, and start taking the ball a bit more into the Alpha Sydney half, pressuring those big high flying shots that Jake and Torsos constantly hit off that backboard, because that is one of Alpha Sydney's key strengths, is how powerful and efficient they are off that backboard.
Exactly, getting it out of their defensive half and then just going straight into attacking mode. It's fantastic to watch by them. As Siki there trying to set it up there for Blitz. He'll actually get it past, but it's well too high. Corvidae looking pretty good here in attack. Can they get anything out of it? Jake going to try to get the clearance, and it's going to fall back down for him, but no, he gives it back to Blitz. Has a little shot on target, but Drippy will be able to get it out of there. Daze now taking it back into the corner. Big block by Drippy. Siki trying to set it up there for Blitz. He's able to get it down into the corner, looking for the block. It's high up off the roof. Anybody coming through? Siki's coming through, but not before Jake gets there, and he will get the clearance, but Blitz straight away back onto it, trying to get a centerwood. Torsos gets to it first. Now Drippy doesn't get the touch he was looking for. Siki down the field. Jake will make the stop. High up in the air. Daze bringing it down now. Drippy with the shot. Looking for the third member of Corvidae, as Daze just trying to keep it down that end of the field. Not really effective at all. Down into the corner. Siki going to get it out of there. Looking for a Torsos coming through. Through comes Blitz. He's going to get the long clearance. Can't get it past Drippy. Now Torsos looking back for Drippy. Looking for the goal. It's just going to float past the Corvidae defenders. Daze and Blitz, nothing they could do. What a superb strike there from Drippy.
Yeah, a sick 1-2 passing play coming out by Torsos and Drippy there. Drippy throws it upfield. The Torsos was awaiting. The nice little pass back across the field, drew the defenders out, and then Drippy, just with a nice little teardrop shot even, drops it in. Drippy, good challenge here on the corner, but Siki is there to receive it over the head of Torsos, but it's not enough as it goes just high. Drippy puts it in the corner. Jake, nice read as he will take it downfield. Drippy and Jake sort of overlapping here. You see a bit of hesitance from both of them, but in the end it finds Torsos, and Torsos with a great cracking shot through the midfield there. As the hesitance from Drippy and Jake pays off in the end, getting over the head of Blitz, and Siki and Daze just not able to make it back there. So Alpha Sydney move 2-0 up. Still 3 minutes 22 remaining, so plenty of time. They started off really well and really efficient. They were They were constantly in the Alpha Sydney defensive half, and they were forcing Alpha Sydney, you know, to make those hard plays and saves. But they let up for just a couple of seconds, and because of it, they suddenly find themselves 2-0 down.
Absolutely. Corvidae just a little bit unlucky. Alpha Sydney just so good in attack. And I feel that that last goal, there was also maybe a little bit of a bait at the start of it, just being able to get Corvidae to come forwards, and then they strike. As now they're trying to just keep it out of their goals at the moment. Corvidae putting a lot of resources forwards to try to pick something up. It's going to fall there for Jake, but he doesn't get a touch. As now Plitz putting it down into the corner for Corvidae. Torsos goes past it as well. Plitz is going to look for the back pass. Finds Siki, goes for the goal. Drippe gets to it first, however, and now Corvidae rushing onto it once more, but they're just a little bit all over the place. They weren't onto the ball efficiently or quickly enough. Good block out there from Siki. Day's trying to come through, but he can't get it before Drippe. Ball comes down. Plitz to it. He's gone straight past it. Can't do anything with that one, and now Jake finds Drippe and almost finds Jake again. And their 1-2 passes are working quite well tonight so far. Torsos can't get it past the defenders. Plitz decides to go through Siki to get to the ball. Doesn't go too badly for them, but doesn't really work out either. Drippe now with a big clearance down the field. Days onto it. Looking for the touch off the roof. He gets it. It's going to just drop close. Jay comes through. He goes underneath it, unfortunately. Torsos, though, will get the clearance out.
Yeah, and Plitz puts it... Oh, Plitz chasing them back to the line. It just hits the cross side post there. So Corvidae still with a good chance here. 1:44 remaining. Good little centering pass there by Drippe to Torsos, but in the end, Siki beats him out. It's up high in front of the net. Jake, though, comes flying back just the next time for Alpha Sydney to clear that out. Poor bounce for Days there as Drippe beats him in the air, but only a poor touch. Torsos tries to save it, but in the end, Siki will push it back down. Jake off the roof to Torsos. Torsos pushes it downfield. Days, though, pushes out wide. No one there to help him out, though, so Jake with a nice little backflip touch there. But Days rips it well, puts it downfield. Torsos can't get there, and Corvidae finally find their answer as they pick up a goal after a great read there from Days. Just jumped up nice and early, hovered sideways at the very last second. Spotted that Drippe was going to go for that soft touch and just slammed it over his head. Torsos couldn't get back in time. And Corvidae 2-1 down now, but a good sign there as they did completely get out. Did completely outplay Alpha Sydney. There was the great defensive effort from Days in this corner. Drippe with a nice little pinch, pops out towards Torsos. Torsos, good shot on goal. No one back as the rotation from Corvidae, though, lets them down. And Alpha Sydney just getting gifted that after a nice little pinch. Both Plitz and Days going for that. And in the end, Siki not able to get back after he got pushed out by Plitz in that previous contest. So Alpha Sydney 3-1 up now, and they must be feeling very confident then. Yeah, so we are going to continue play here as Torsos pops it down. Drippe with a nice little backflip, almost gets there. Days misses it, and so does Torsos. So Corvidae just narrowly avoiding a disaster there. Still a good chance here for them to bring it back, though, as it is only a 2-goal deficit. Siki pops it up. Jake is there, though, so he's going to play it wide for Drippe. Drippe just looking for that boost. Unfortunately, doesn't get it. Spawns late. Day's going to push it back down. Torsos is there. Tries to get over the head of Plitz. Does so successfully. No one for Corvidae back. Drippe, good chance, but once again, that lack of boost comes to bite him, and he just can't get it there. Instead, with a nice little soft touch to Jake, ricochets back off Drippe after the challenge from Days. Siki taking it downfield. Days and Siki and a 2v2. Torsos is there, and he's going to cut it off efficiently there. So Jake is going to take it down the field now. Siki tries to get up. Fortunately, it's not really the best of touches as it does bounce towards his own net. But in the end, he passes to Plitz. Plitz drops it down, but Days actually turned away from it. No one from Corvidae there. And Alpha Sydney score their fourth goal. That is definitely the nail in the coffin there. As you can see, Plitz was looking for the pass to Days and just might not communicate efficiently there as it was sent wide. So, Corvidae, 5 seconds remaining, probably going to drop this. So they'll find themselves 2 down in this series. However, they still do have another 3 games to bring this back.
Yep, there we go then. So just waiting for the ball to go down. Corvidae, there we are. Alpha Sydney. Very straightforward game number 2 for them. They probably the goal that they ended up dropping was just that they were taking a little bit too much time in attack. They're trying to set something up and it got stolen off the top of them. Every other time though, they were quick. They were like really direct, accurate, fantastic stuff from them, and that's why they were able to get those goals so quickly and so easily. 4-1, very fair scoreline. They're going to go into Game 3 and they're going to look for the clean 3-0, no doubt.
Yeah, well, it would definitely help their standing as last week. I do believe they actually 3-0'd one more as well. So if they can continue this run, they'll be sitting probably at the top of the leaderboard with 2 wins and 2 clean sweeps to their name. So I'm sure this is definitely the result they're after as Drupe plays it downfield. Torsos almost gets onto it in the right direction. Unfortunately, it just goes a bit wide. Corvidae, Seagate putting the pressure onto Drupe there as Days was the last man to be able to clear it out after the poor touch. After Siki's great defensive effort, pops it over the head of one. Torsos just getting onto it though, so he's going to clear it out wide. Siki denying Jake the boost, so Corvidae looking to mix it up a bit here as they are doing a very good job of denying Alpha Sydney boost and trying to push this down into the end, forcing Alpha Sydney maybe to make a mistake, but Drupe just completely breaks it apart and pushes it downfield by himself. Says he doesn't need his team for that. He'll just alleviate all the pressure himself. Torsos can't get the second touch. Days plays it forward. After a nice little touch, there was Blitz trying to push out Jake, and Siki in the end scores the goal. So good all-round effort there by Corvidae. Blitz chasing Jake into his own net. Days into the backboard, trying to get that touch, couldn't get it. And in the end, Drupe almost flipping there to get the save, but Corvidae strike first, and suddenly they find themselves with a 1-0 lead.
And that's done very well by them, putting Alpha Sydney under a lot of pressure very, very quickly, which they weren't really able to handle. One of the first times that we've seen that from them recently. Bringing it down Corvidae, though, they're going to have a long match, you know, another 4 minutes to go. They need to be able to get some more goals and make sure that they don't drop anymore. It's very easy to say. It's completely different to be able to do it. Torsos there, just putting it wide, nearly bringing back the equalizer already now. Plitz trying to get it forwards. Finds Siki, but Drupe is back for Alpha Sydney. He's going to look for a big clearance, and he's able to get it. Down the field it goes past Days. It's back down into the blue corner. Plitz going to try to get it out of there, but no, Drupe gets to it first. Just sitting there in front of goal. Days gets the clearance. Drupe now back into the corner, looking for a centre ball. Siki, though, coming through, taking it out of there, using Days well to put it into the centre. No one back at the moment, but they will slowly rotate. Great, getting onto that one, keeping it forwards there for Alpha Sydney. Another centre. Drupe is up high for it. Can't beat Days now. Plitz down the field, looking to be able to set something up for Corvidae. Torsos doesn't get an effective clearance, and Jake will pop it out of there off the backboard. Days putting it back in. There's Drupe. Another clearance. There's a bit of a bump there in the goals, but that's not what they wanted. It says Plitz is going to have to go back. Drupe on towards goal, trying to set it up for someone behind, but it won't work at the moment.
Yeah, Jake following off the nice little pass from Torsos into that side wall. And then tops it down the corner, and Blitz and Siki with a combined effort are going to be able to push this down the field. Good little touch by Siki. Drupe, though, in that back line once again, able to stop that shot. Blitz, good pressure, though. Pushing the backboard. Days puts it on target. Torsos, though, once more. The rotations from Alpha Sydney are covering them very efficiently and stopping them from giving up too many goals and shot opportunities. Blitz plays it downfield, though, and Drupe is going to hit this back downfield once more. So, Corvidae, while they're keeping the pressure on, they need to be careful that they don't get caught in their rotation there, as a big clearance for Alpha Sydney could certainly catch them off guard. Drupe pops it up, and looks it down, but no one there. Torsos with a good save after Days puts it on target, and Siki tried to be a pest with it. And then Jake following it up, drops it down towards Siki as he's able to put the back foot on Torsos. Able to get a good touch there as Siki reads it well, plays it down to Days. Days can't get it past Drupe as he pushes it back towards the centre plot. Drupe tries to play himself, can't get it. Siki almost gets onto it, but Jake, reading it very well, gets up first, nice and early, and stops that Corvidae offensive in its tracks. Torsos playing by himself right now, looking for someone there, but unfortunately, all of the Alpha Sydney members were rotated back in that defensive half. Drupe puts it centre. Jake with a nice little chip there. Good chance here for Alpha Sydney. Jake drops it in, and Alpha Sydney find the equaliser. Corvidae just couldn't get there in time. As you see Jake chip over the head of Siki. Days goes for that backboard touch and just gets caught misreading it. Jake ends up finishing his own shot. Drupe was there to back him up either way. So Alpha Sydney 1-1 now with a minute 30 remaining, Finn.
Yeah, and they're looking good to be able to bring this game back. So very close there by Jake. And speak of the devil, here he comes into the corner, trying to put it into the centre. Days is there, but through comes Drupe. Great rotations coming through from Alpha Sydney. Siki going to get it out of there. Days now down into the Alpha Sydney corner. Torsos can't get an effective touch. Coming through, Days across the face of goal. Nobody's going to get onto it. Jake now trying to get it out of there. Blocked by Plitz. Squirted into the centre now. Drupe will put it down the centre of the field. Can't do too much. Jake can't get a touch either. Days all the way down into offense. Torsos with the block. Another block there from Plitz. It's just staying in the Alpha Sydney half at the moment. Oh, it gets past one, almost past another. Jake with a big epic save to be able to keep Alpha Sydney at level peggings. Drippay going to try to control the ball. Siki, though, is ready for it. Tries to get it out of there now. Jake trying to control the ball. Stuck in the corner at the moment. Corvidae, what can they do now? Plitz putting it in there, but straight away Drippay getting it out of there now onto Jake. Forwards they go so quickly and so efficiently into attack. That was a shot on target. Siki getting his save for that one. But through comes Plitz, actually getting it past the last defender, and Alpha Sydney just have to scramble a little bit. Siki setting it up, but there's nobody there. Torsos onto the wall in the corner, trying to bring it down, trying to get something to work. Days, though, will get the block. Siki off the wall. Drippay there as well. Oh, Drippay just touching Siki there a little bit, I think, on the wall. This is the last, could be the last play of the game. Can they get anything, Alpha Sydney? 1 second. Jake bringing it down. All the players are there. Can they keep it up? No, they can't. And we're into overtime for the first time tonight, Dino.
Yeah, this is the first overtime for tonight. As you did say, it's taken us 3 series and about 10 games to get here. As we now see Plitz pop it up towards Days. Days with a good chance here. Drippay, though, reads it well. It's there for Jake. No one back for Corvidae. And Jake's going to shut it out. Alpha Sydney take the win. 2-1. Only 11 seconds of overtime played. And Alpha Sydney sitting very comfortably now after that clean sweep. 3-0. And I'm sure they're quite happy with the end result there. So Corvidae just falling short, unfortunately, in the end. Couldn't get one of those games away from them. So I'm sure there's a few people happy with that. Of course, Dreamy keeps his results alive with picking every game successfully so far, Finn. But now, after this game, we have one more game remaining for the night. And I do believe it will be one more taking on the Rejects.